Hi, everybody. I think I'm live, although I'm not seeing myself. There we are. Don't know how to cut down the glare of the window. So I guess we need to go as best we can like this. Friends, good morning. This is Wednesday, the 6th of October. We have September like weather, and we're so very grateful for that. So many things are happening at the church. So many families have particular needs. It seems like the leaders and some of the leadership of the church are undergoing particular times of challenge, which as a pastor always makes me wonder if there's a spiritual dimension to some of that challenge. I don't want to be quick to go there, but it reminds me that as individuals, we need to pray against evil, pray for boundaries of protection, and we need to pray for one another. Again, I can give you a half dozen or more instances where leaders of the church have been undergoing peculiar and unusual changes and challenges in their lives. Any one time, that's part of life, but they're weird and they don't lead into things normally, they don't come out of things normally, and truly, they are derailing some of your leadership. So be praying for your church that we might be as strong and able to lead the church, to parent the church, to disciple the church, to be what South Harbor Creek is intended to be. So very important, your prayers and your daily care. Let's see. I'm afraid I'm stuck with glasses this morning, so we'll have to figure that out. Friends, I'm challenged by this series. First, I want to celebrate that Sunday night the youth had a kickoff. We have a vital and vibrant youth group supported by a vibrant and vital group of parents. We need to be praying for our youth and our young people. They're going through challenges like no other. A related party, a related family to the church, part of the Rodland clan, had a terrible tragedy. 12-year-old son, twin, uh, accidentally was killed, died this week in an accident. Not only our church, but the school district and the students are struggling with purpose and meaning and why and how. So we need to be praying for our community. I really would appreciate that. Praying for our youth. Uh, Sue Fuller and the youth group are doing battle on those lines in our community. We need to find new ways for us to do battle and to express and to extend the love of God, the grace of God, the Garden of Eden, if you will, into the community of Harbor Creek, where we're most centrally located, but into all of East County. Friends, the church is going through lots of seasons. Today at staff meeting, we're going to be talking about Christmas. Can you imagine that? We're going to be talking about ways to decorate, ways to celebrate, ways to help draw you into the majesty and the wonder of Christmas. And here we are talking about that already. And before we get there, of course, we got to go through Thanksgiving. So, friends, your church, your leadership, your staff are excited and going forward. We had a we had an administrative council meeting last night, and they were encouraged. Your faithful giving has allowed and enabled ministries to continue and for some new directions to be taken. And we look forward to the next couple weeks, the next couple months, sharing and unveiling those things that we think will secure and develop and grow and extend the work of South Harbor Creek, not just for this generation, but for the next. We're excited about where that's going, and I can think of lots of reasons why I'm glad to be your pastor and to be leading the church through a time such as this. But now back to Revelation. We are dealing with the first three chapters of Revelation. To recap, chapter 1 sets the stage. Chapter 1 is like the first loaf of bread in making a sandwich. Chapter 1, and really 1 through 3, is the first piece of a sandwich. Then chapters 4 through 19 are the stuff in the middle of the book of Revelations. And then chapters 20 and 21 are the other piece of the bread. The two pieces of the bread sandwich the book of Revelations. We need to understand that to understand Revelation. A lot of Revelation's interpretations have been based on dispensational theology, which is not very strong, not very uh, uh, new. I mean, it's not very old. It's only been with us since the turn of the century, 1900. And it's got faults and it's got problems. And I want to caution you about being a dispensationalist. The theology and the doctrine that I'll be teaching about Revelation, and unfortunately, we won't really be in the body of the book, the sandwich of the book, is more traditional, more rooted in Scripture, going back to thoughts and writings as early as 100 and 200 AD, which takes us very close to the source of Revelation, the time of Jesus, the presence of Jesus, the first line and first level. So I will be teaching and presenting a doctrine and a theology that is rooted in 2,000 years of church history, not something that has just come out of the sky and requires um, speculative interpretation of two verses in Daniel. All of that, all, all of dispensationalism rests on basically the conjecture of two verses in Daniel. And friends,